Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alexander Howell, and today's video is about a product. It's about United Airlines credit card. So the first thing I want to tell you is this. This is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by United or anyone else. This is just a situation that we got into. We looked for the right card for our situation, and now I'm bringing it to you with this video. So don't think that anybody sponsored me, especially United, anything like that. This is purely my opinion and our explanation as to why we chose this. There are several good credit cards for your situation. This one worked out perfectly. So again, my name is Alexander Howell. Feel free to visit alexanderhowell.com. Feel free to sign up on the website. We have lots of information that kind of comes out on our mailing lists, and you'll be updated with any future events as well. Feel free to text me at 816-727-7740 or visit me on any of these social media links at Alexander from KC. So today's video is about the United Mileage Plus card, specifically the Infinite card. I'm going to get into the details about the credit card and the exact reasonings why we chose it. Again, it may not be right for you, but here we go. Also, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel and hit the little notification bell. That will let you know anytime that I go live, which I've started a live stream on here as well, or one of these videos is posted. You will be the first to see the premiere, and I always attend to premieres, and there's a little text box out to the side. I make sure that I'm a part of that as well. So if you have any questions during the video, feel free to hit me up. Outside of that, like, comment, and subscribe. Here we go. So for those of you who don't follow the channel, the experience that I had was my wife and I decided that we were going to take a sabbatical of about a month and go to Mexico with our kids. We rented a house in a city near Merida, Mexico called Guaymatoon. That's where we stayed. It was on the beach. It was an absolutely wonderful experience, but we had never been to Merida or the beach towns or anything like that. And we wanted to figure out if our current credit card, which is the Capital One Venture card, was one that made sense to utilize for all of our purchases there, and obviously just figure out what was going to put us in the best situation moving forward. So the first thing we did was planned out the trip and kind of looked at where we were going to go. Now, we are located in Kansas City, Missouri, and we realized that most of the flights that were shorter for us, more convenient for us, went through Houston. Now, we're traveling with at that time, a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. And so we wanted to make sure that the trip was as short as possible. And so basically what we decided was we'd fly United Airlines, and the hub that we would hit would be Houston straight to Merida. And if you look at that on a map, it's a very, very straight line south. If you are living somewhere else on the coast and your trip is through Miami, or you're living somewhere else and it's Mexico City, then American Airlines or Delta may be more suited to what you are looking for. For us, straight line, Kansas City, Houston, Merida. So that's why we chose it from the beginning. That was the airline we were using. Now let's look at their cards. So United has 3 credit cards: the Gateway, the Explorer, and the Infinite. We chose to go with the Infinite. Part of the reason for that was their mileage buildup. Now, I will tell you that there is a $0 intro fee that you don't have to pay. When it renews every year, there's a $525 charge. So we decided that we do the intro, and then if something happened, we just cancel it if we didn't want to keep paying that charge. Is what it is. It ended up being incredibly worth it for us because that particular charge allowed us to not only stay in the United Club, which was a much bigger deal than we assumed, but that was a good respite from having to go to all of the other, bars and restaurants that might be around the hotel. Not to mention that when we came back as opposed to left, because we left February of 2020 and came back March 2020, which was right when the big breakout happened with the coronavirus. So we felt like we were saved by that card because we were able to go in, stay at the United Club both times, but at the second time, we were able to kind of keep away from everybody else. Now, Houston International Airport, a very busy airport, was a ghost town when we went through. So it's not like we were around too many people outside of on the flight itself, which even then, it was, 2 people per row at the time. So going back and forth was simply made easier. When we went back this December to meet with our architect for our home, it was also nice to be able to go in. At that point, it was just my wife and myself. Go in, relax, get a little food, chill without too many people around. There were several, but not too many, not like the rest of the place, and move on. So the point system is pretty easy, and it's just enhanced from the other cards. So on United purchases, you get 4 miles. You get 2 miles for travel and restaurant purchases, which if you look at their website does include things like Grubhub and other delivery services. And last, you get 1 mile on all other purchases. Now, just to let you know, that wasn't necessarily the biggest thing we were looking at. We were looking at the United Club. We were looking at some of the benefits that I'm about to get to. We were looking at some of the benefits that I'm about to get to that had to do with how much luggage you could bring on without having to pay a separate fee, because we've had experiences where, especially when we go out of town for a long time, those do tend to add up, especially with the gear that we have to bring for our jobs. My wife's an attorney. I'm in real estate, but I also produce a lot of stuff online, and I have an online marketing agency. So that was just one of those things that it's like, you know, we're going to bring a lot of stuff down. This is not going to be the easiest trip. We might as well have the ability to bring as much as possible without paying a fee. And on top of that, that annual fee of $525, once it renews, we're holding on to it because we know that we're going to go down there quite a bit now because we did purchase a property. But that's the mileage system. Look it up a little bit more if you want to, but 4 miles on United purchases, travel and food options, 2 miles, and the 1 mile for all other purchases. So the biggest thing that we did this for, because we have racked up fees through the years trying to bring a lot of stuff from one place to another, and especially with this trip, knowing that we were going to be down there for 2 months with 2 kids, we realized we were going to have to pack a lot of stuff to be able to work down there, to be able to have some of their stuff from home, or else they might get a little sad that they didn't have those things. What this allowed us to do was have a first and second checked bag, which made it fantastic. So we basically brought everything that we possibly could. We were those travelers. I know. But we brought everything that we possibly could: strollers, car seats, all that kind of stuff, even the stuff that you don't think about being extra. We were able to bring all of it, and it didn't matter at all when we got to the checkout counter. So that was easy as could be right from the beginning. Now, there are some caveats to this, but there is a $100 fee back for global entry and TSA pre-check, which I thought was absolutely fantastic because it is something we do every single year. We're working on global entry because obviously we're going to be back and forth, but we have used TSA pre-check for years now. And if you don't have it already, please get TSA pre-check. You will not regret going through the 2 hours worth of work that you have to do to make sure it happens. It's wonderful. And for this, you get a $100 credit. Again, restrictions I'm sure apply, just letting you know. And the other thing is this. There are several other pieces, but the biggest thing for us was that there was no foreign transaction fee. Again, this comes with caveats, but at the same time, we've traveled to Costa Rica, to Italy, to Mexico several times. We've been, I don't want to say I've been around the world because my wife has been more places than I have, but we have definitely run into the experience in the past where if we have the wrong credit card, or in the nightmare scenario, you forget your credit card, the right one, you get charged a lot in foreign transactions fees. This card does not have those. There are no foreign transaction fees. It makes it really easy. So that was kind of the thing. That's what we decided to go with. So everybody, I know this has been a little bit of a short video. The reason for it, I was just thinking about it the other day, and I was like, every single dollar we spent down there outside of when we had cash on us went on this credit card, and there was a reason for it. And in the flights that we've had, it's only been a couple so far, but they have been really good about on time. We kind of hit anybody who's traveling United and they haven't had a good experience about on time is yelling at the video right now. I get it. But that's how I feel about certain other airlines that I won't speak to that may or may not be named Delta. But they were really good about being on time. They did have a couple of delays here and there, but that's pretty much just airline industry in general. Counter, that kind of thing, you experience, some good, some bad, not a big deal. Some people just have a bad day. But the fact of the matter is that the entire process seemed very, very good. Their planes were clean. It was a good experience. Booking was easy. And in the long run, when we thought about the fact that we're going to be going back and forth to Merida, Mexico, because we own a home down there now, are currently in the process of permitting to rehab said home. But this is our plan for retirement. We still have our family here, my parents, my wife's parents, the aunts, the uncles, the brothers, the sisters, all that kind of stuff, not including, by the way, friends, which we are lucky enough to have a lot of here that we hang out with when it's not a pandemic. But we're very lucky and feel very fortunate that we have the life that we do in Kansas City, because pretty much everybody that we know is here. One or two people here and there live outside of it. It's a positive experience for us. However, that being said, our plan is to retire in Merida, is to potentially move there earlier than retirement in Merida. And so knowing that we were going to be going back and forth, knowing all of that, we looked at the situation and said, what's going to allow us to go back and forth the most, save us the most money in miles and points and that kind of thing. And also, once we utilize it, what gives us the best options for us specifically? And that was the United Infinite card. And I've listed out the reasons for it. But again, remember, If we had lived in Boston and flown through Miami, that might have been different. If we had lived in San Diego and flown down to Mexico City, then to Merida, might have felt different. For us, Kansas City, Missouri to Houston to Merida, it seemed like the best possible option, and we have not regretted it to date. So guys, that video was a little off topic compared to what I normally do. Again, my name is Alexander Howell. I do videos about travel, talking about kind of our experiences here quite a bit, and real estate as well. And now it's international real estate, so even more fun. But feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Again, feel free to text me at 816-727-7740. Visit the website, alexanderhowell.com, and hit me up on these social medias if you have any questions. And again, guys, as always, peace.